Everyone, and welcome to the Hype Check Pod. This week we are starting down the rabbit hole of the Christopher Nolan trilogy of Batman. And we're starting with obviously Batman Begins. So we're hanging for this one. I know I am. If you've watched previous episodes of any of our shows or any of the trailer reactions, everyone knows that I love Batman. Batman is my favorite character in any part of pop culture. So I'm hanging to talk to two of my best mates about Batman, and especially Nolan's Batman, because this is where things really changed in regards to cinema for me and how superhero movies were taken a little bit serious, a little bit more serious than they were in the past. Again, you can throw it with the Raimi ones, but we're not here to talk about Marvel. We're here to talk about DC. Gents, how are you doing? Rich, how's it going, man?
Good, man. Enjoying last day of work for then off for the rest of the week, so more movies
Nice.
to watch.
Even the puppy's
And-
excited, man.
Oh yeah, bloody dog. But yeah, a lot of movie watching over the weekend, so we'll catch up at the end about that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Andy, how you going, man?
Good, man. Watched Batman Begins and The Dark Knight back to back. It's fucking awesome.
And that I agree with. And we're going to talk about that obviously soon. So, gents, it is nice to see the two of you. A little bit of housekeeping. Again, we are a brand new podcast. We look at movies, TV shows, and games, video games. We haven't done TV shows. We haven't done video games. We have focused on the movies at the moment. So again, we love to do trailer
to talk
reactions as well.
about fucking video
I
games.
know, and we can talk about it a little bit later because I've had a moment this week where I thought about getting a couple of games. So, so let's save all that to the end. So it will come. So for us, it is really about our opinions about things we enjoy about particular movies, particular franchises, and that's what the podcast is all about. If you are enjoying them, please like, subscribe, comment, leave a rating on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, and obviously other podcast services around the globe. And we are also obviously on YouTube. So again, if you think we're going above and beyond and you really appreciate what we're doing, because we really appreciate you taking the time to join us each and every week, then there is a buy us a coffee link that is in the description of everything. So anywhere you find us, there is a description for buying us a coffee. You're more than welcome to. And again, a Patreon will come eventually. I've said this 7 times now. When I get around to it, we'll get there eventually. Awesome. All right, gents, that is the housekeeping. Very quick, very sweet. I thought what we do tonight is start with this spoiler-free thoughts around Batman Begins. And obviously, I assume if you're watching this, most people have seen it, at least Batman Begins. If not, you've seen The Dark Knight. But I thought we'd do a little bit of a spoiler-free one and then get into it because there is so much to talk about. There is so much that we can go and deep dive into. So let's get into the spoiler-free reactions, our thoughts around Batman Begins. Andy, I'm going to start with you, man. What do you think of Batman Begins, man? The rewatch.
Solid. So it was probably, I think I've seen the movie, I'm going to say close to around 10 times since it's come out. It's an awesome introduction to the Nolan Batman universe, I guess you want to call it. And it was fucking awesome, man. It's just so awesome. Like, not running out of words to describe it, but like the way he introduces Bruce Wayne, the whole backstory, it didn't need to redo it like from scratch. It kind of has two. Yeah, we'll get into it later, but just the actors that are in this movie, it's just one awesome actor after another that just pops up on screen. You know, you've got fucking Morgan Freeman comes out of nowhere. You got fucking Rutger Hauer comes out of nowhere. Fucking awesome, man. It's just
and they're not even the main actors.
They're not even the main actors.
Exactly. You got these legends, and then it's like,
Liam
they're
Neeson.
just additions. Yeah,
this is Liam Neeson in his prime. You know, not Liam Neeson in Naked Gun. This is like prime Liam Neeson. Fucking awesome. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, we
sorry,
didn't want
Look at awesome.
no, I'm
no,
going with you. I
no
think you
Liam
liked it.
Neeson from Lake Gun.
No, not Liam Neeson. So from that description, it's awesome, and you loved it, which I knew. I obviously we talk a lot, so I
Yeah.
knew you. But again, Rich, how about you, man? What are your thoughts around the Dark Knight? How do you feel about it, man? I mean, sorry, Batman Begins. Well, let's not talk about the Dark
Batman
Knight.
Begins.
Sorry.
Dark Knight will be there for days, I think. But yeah, Batman Begins is probably, as I think, one of the best, not the best, but one of the best comic book movies out there. It reinvented the genre. It basically changed everything. Like, you could probably say that X-Men and all that kind of stuff, when it came out in the 2000s, that kind of changed things. But I think this made it more grounded and more realistic, as they say. Even though Batman is not a realistic character, but yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I loved it. I remember the time I watched it at cinemas, and I've watched it. I think I've at least watched it 20 times. At least. I watched it twice in the last 4 days. So yes, I've watched it a fair bit. So, but yeah, he's easily one of my faves, comic book faves, and yeah, can't wait till we deep dive into it.
No, agreed, man. For me, I'm up there. So again, we have our letterbox descriptions and our accounts in the actual description for these, and this is one of my favorite movies of all time. Again, it's up there with other ones, and again, being of a certain age, I have favorites in there, and it is Batman Begins, Dark Knight, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and Empire Strikes Back. Those are my favorite movies of all time. There are others, but those are the ones I love. Like, I could rewatch at any point in time and still enjoy them. Haven't watched Empire this year, so again, I need to throw in Empire every now and again just to make sure it's still up there, because as Star Wars starts to abuse me with the things I don't like now and things that sort of changed my mind around it, I like to go back and revisit Empire and go, no, it's still a good movie. It still fits the original trilogy perfectly. Is one of the best sequels, if not the greatest sequel ever made. Well, we could talk about that when we talk about next week. In regards to a sequel that almost is, well, that is better than the original, because I mean, there's more to it. So and there's discussion around it. So again, Batman Begins, I didn't see it at the movies. I completely missed this. So I didn't see it at the movies. I was at my old man's place. My dad went, "Have you seen this?" I went, "Not in these words. What the fuck is that?" No. I had not even paid attention to the fact that there was a Batman movie, let alone done by Nolan. And at this point in time, he's starting to hit his stride. Like, it's not the Nolan that we know now. It is Nolan after movies like Memento and his other, like the black and white first movie ever made that was just people that he knew came together, shot it on the weekend and shot it in black and white. And the guerrilla warfare the movie, like they just were in the streets filming, and it was like, you know, this is like his fourth movie. So it's not like you sit there and go, Warner Brothers went, "Here's the keys, mate. Take it, go for it. Just make whatever you want." He was still relatively new. Again, Memento was good. But, you know, then to do, we're just going to make a Batman movie. So I had completely missed it. As soon as I watched it, I was just like, man, this is how you tell a story. Like, for me, how I look at it is, even if it wasn't a Batman film, it's a really well-made movie. Like, that's probably the difference around this compared to a lot of modern day, maybe we'll say the MCU movies. They're great movies, but they're great comic book movies. Not many of them are great movies on their own and happen to be comic characters. There are some, and I agree. There are some in the MCU, definitely, that I would say are great movies and happen to be superheroes. But this is the same thing for me. This is one of those movies where it's so well made, so well shot, that the tone around the movie is, like we say, grounded for a Batman movie. But it was such a great film, and it just happened to also have a really good take on Batman being the Dark Knight. So, and that origin story, like you said at the beginning, Andy, it's one of the few where they've done how he became Batman. They did it so well. It was so well written. It was well paced. They timed it out. The exposition around it was done so well that it was an actual easy thing to take and understand. And obviously, we'll do this in the spoilers. We'll go more in depth into it. But yeah, for me, this is one of my top movies. And again, I wanted to ask you guys a question, and I'll save it for the spoiler heavy part. But I want you guys to think about it. Now, I haven't watched The Dark Knight this week. It was part of the plan to do it. I was going to watch this one twice. I didn't do it like Rich did. I didn't watch it twice in the 4 days. I intended to. I didn't get around to it because I got sidetracked with doing other stuff. But compared to... Actually, you know what? Let's save that for next week. I think it's a better question for next week. I'm going to just leave you both hanging there going, what's he going to ask? It's pretty simple. You probably both already know what I'm going to ask. So again, I think we leave it till next week because it'll probably have more depth to the question when we talk about The Dark Knight. But for me, one of the best comic book movies ever made, and also for me, one of my favorite Nolan movies, and he's made some crackers. So again, that is that's my thought around it. Let's get into it. Spoiler heavy. Let's go. I don't even know where to start. I've got a really bad track record of starting at the end, so I'm not going to start at the end of this one. This is spoiler filled now going forward. I love the journey at the beginning. The first hour of the movie is fucking just Bruce Wayne. He does not become the Bat in any way until 1 hour and 1 minute into the movie. 2.5 hour movie, he does not do anything that is Batman. You see it coming, yes, it builds into it, but he does not don the cowl and the cape until 1 hour and 1 minute into this movie. And then it just keeps going. I love how that works because it's such a good movie up until then of this character. And again, there's history. Obviously, we've all seen it. we've seen, Tim Burton's Batman and Batman Returns, and I admit too, we've seen the 66 Batman. So, Adam West and the doing the go-go dance. And it's such a dramatic change to the character of Batman, but also it's such a really good Bruce Wayne story, which is pretty rare. People don't focus on Bruce Wayne. Guess there is the question around who is wearing the mask. Is Batman the actual person or is Bruce Wayne the mask? Like, there is that conflicting side of their personalities of who's actually the one with the mask on. Is Bruce Wayne always just really Batman and the mask is his Bruce Wayne alter ego, or is it vice versa? And I think this movie really gives you for the first hour Bruce Wayne. This is Bruce Wayne's story. And then saying and Rich was about to become the Dark Knight. I'm waiting for it would be the other way around because that would make you the Joker, Rich. But it's just like, or maybe Scarecrow. Hey, who knows? But yeah, I think they did really well. And I think it's weird too, because when you think of the story, you mentioned it earlier on, Rich, where it was really about this turn of time where you're getting these excellent comic book movies. You've got X-Men, you've got Blade, and you've got Batman. You've had the original Batman, and you've had Batman Begins, and they're really to take their stride. And I need a fact check. So fact checker Andy, can you do me a favor? Mm-hmm. So Goya wrote this with Christopher Nolan. So David Goya wrote this. He did Blade. Yes. He did Blade, right? So he wrote Blade as well. I'm pretty sure he did. So one of the, the ones that broke the genre mold were written by a particular person. So Goya obviously has done movies since and before this, obviously, and TV shows as well. He's been a showrunner on a couple, but it's amazing that there's this peak time where he's gone and created these two classics for different studios. So one for Marvel, one for DC, and made these classic movies. And I spun out again when I saw it the other night because I was like, I forgot he was involved in this. Like, and again, even there's touches in the Snyderverse. There's parts of Goya in the Snyderverse as well. Like, there's a lot of people that have written in there. So
he was this close not being a part of it though. He was
of Batman or this.
Yeah, on Batman Begins, he turned down the project, and then Nolan had convinced him to do it. He was supposed to do another movie, and then he had a conversation with Nolan, and because he gave him his thoughts of how Batman Begins should be like, and those notes are what essentially became the start of the story. Which I don't know if it's really anything. It was based off Batman Year One comic from Frank Miller, but I think there's some inspiration from there. But initially David Goyer wasn't supposed to be part of it at all.
And again, it would be
That's kind of
interesting to
trippy.
see it would be interesting to see how it would be just Nolan's take, right? Because I don't know if his brother had anything to do with this. I mean, I think he's a co-producer, or co-executive or something on there. I'll have to have a look, see if Jonathan's in there as well. But it was like, it would be really trippy if it was just a Nolan movie, just to see how much of the influence from Goya came in there. And again, the success he had with Blade for a comic book movie that was well received for financially for the studio, but also as a take from fans and people like that had never even heard of the character Blade. So yeah, it was really, really good. I love the beginning of this movie. I think it's such a well done story, no matter what the characters are about. And yes, it's Batman and Bruce Wayne, but it is just so well done. All right, I'm going to shut up for a bit. So I've talked a little bit. What do you guys think about, the overall, where do you guys want to start in regards to what do you want to talk about? Where do you guys want to start?
Oh, the fact that Batman's a motherfucking ninja in this fucking movie is fucking awesome. And I had never seen that before. I had never known that Batman had ninja training. You know what I mean? I just assumed that he just got the skills. And they show that in this movie. It was fucking so cool. That whole, again, Dave, like that first whole hour when he goes to that big, the house at the cliff and all that kind of thing with his blue flower, blah, blah, blah. And he gets his ninja training, and then the blue flower becomes like the
it's the MacGuffin of the whole movie, right?
Yeah,
Here's the basis of our whole story, and you just take it for granted. You sit there and go, "Oh, the blue hallucinogenic one that makes him, fight better." It's like, nope. Just wait another hour and a half.
see what happens when the entire city gets it.
Yeah, exactly.
But like David, I remember this movie just came out. It seemingly came out of nowhere. Time. Yeah, it felt like at the time, like it was like, oh shit, there's a new Batman movie, and it's Christopher Nolan. I missed it. It just snuck up. Look, I think for me, the origin of Batman is, it's been done a million times, and like you said, Dave, like the way it concurrently tells the story of him, how he is motivated to learn, the criminal ways, how to become, because he really has no idea at that time what the fuck he's getting into.
No,
he's just
he was a young kid.
Yeah, he's just figuring it out on the go until he meets fucking Liam Neeson's character, Ra's al Ghul, which I had no idea about. I don't know his backstory. Again, I'm not a big comic book reader, so I don't know his backstory or anything. But he was cool as fuck as well. So he really has no plan. Well, he's got some things he planned on becoming this vigilante, but there's no way he ever would have thought of becoming Batman until he'd met Ra's al Ghul and got the ninja training and all that kind of thing. And to me, like that's just something I'd never seen in a Batman film before. The Tim Burton ones and the goofy fucking Joel Schumacher ones. I haven't seen those two. I love the Tim Burton Batman movies, particularly the first one with
the first
Jack
one's the
Nicholson
best.
as the Joker. Yeah. I don't think I've seen from end to end any of the Joel Schumacher ones. I'm sure they've got their own plays.
Yeah, they're not terrible. Like they, if you're a Batman fan, you'd say they're terrible. They're not.
They're terrible.
They're not disgraceful. They could be a lot better. And there's so much in the meme culture now of all those bits and pieces. The bat nipples, the bat butt, Alicia Silverstone's Batgirl. It's just like the butt plates and things like that, all the American Express bat card. Like those things were ridiculous. And Arnie's one-liners, the puns, but it's just like. Was it a cool looking Gotham? In parts, yeah. Like I like the neon, like the cyberpunkish look of it. I just think the story had gone so far left of center. It was just like, oh, we're just gonna make it, a laugh, and Kilmer could have been worse.
I mean, it's just gone completely the opposite way, like especially the last Batman.
Well, think of it. This is the response to Batman and Robin. So this is the response to they didn't
Yeah.
make a Batman movie for what 10 years almost
Yeah.
because it
Oh,
was so
was it
terrible
8
and
years?
because of the because of the backlash and how badly received the last one was with Batman and Robin that Nolan got to do. Oh, I'm going to do a gritty one. Everyone's we need to just get a focus something. So yeah, go for it. Like that's such a big twist. Like I mean, if Batman and Robin wasn't such a joke of a movie, then maybe it would be different. But we may not ever get this, or even the Batman with Pattinson. Like who knows if we even get those if they had not gone so far into the comical, campish, almost as bad as Adam West ones. At least Adam West ones, you knew what you were in for, and it was a different time.
Yeah.
It was the 60s. But to have it so late and have it so different, so yeah, man, I agree. I think like it was such a massive 180 turn in regards to what can we do to save this? Because I mean, he's one of the most recognizable characters in any sort of medium. Like
Christian
Batman,
Bale. Christian Bale. How good was he fucking as Batman? Like he was fucking awesome. He just nailed it. He was.
But did you see his transformation though? Have you watched the movie The Machinist?
Yes. The body, he bulked. It was
so that movie was straight before Batman Begins.
Yeah, he should have just skipped that one and just gone Batman.
He had to transform his body and to go nuts. And they actually, if you watch the making of it, he put too much kilos on it.
Yeah.
And he had so unnecessary.
Yeah, the Machinist. Sorry.
To do that for that kind of movie, it's just a big risk. Didn't pay off, in my opinion. But like, no one's talking about that movie at all, other than the fact that was his movie before he did Batman, right?
Before Batman,
yeah, true. How about you, Rich?
I'll give you another twist, Andy. You're not a comic book reader, so you wouldn't know this, but do you understand that Ra's al Ghul could still be alive?
I don't know what that means.
I think you've heard. I think we've talked about it in the past. So there is.
It's called the Lazarus Pit.
There is no Ra's al Ghul. Everyone's Ra's al Ghul.
No, there is a Ra's al Ghul. He's just almost. Yeah, he's technically immortal.
He's technically immortal. He's technically an eternal being because he has a Lazarus Pit that regenerates him, and basically can resurrect him from the dead.
Yeah.
So imagine if they brought that in.
And that's the Batman lore. And that's the thing that would be really cool.
But that would not match. That obviously wouldn't match like what Nolan was doing.
No.
With this.
No. Yeah. But who knows? Because Nolan's a freak.
But you never know. If that's I was expecting that on number 3. I was expecting that for Rises. When he did show up, he was a bit of a. We'll talk about him when we see part 3, but he does show up.
Yeah.
But
I can't remember that.
Yeah. So
and I think that's it too, Rich. Like that's the best twist, especially for comic book fans, is to go, it's like it doesn't mean he's dead. And again, obviously we'll leave the foreshadowing for Rises and Night around it. More for Rises than anything else because of the story plot. But yeah, man, like that's such a good point, Rich. Keep going, man. What else you got?
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff like. The League of Shadows is called. What is the League of Shadows called in the comics?
League of Assassins.
Assassins. Yeah. So that's it is. It's pretty much a ninja clan. It's like a clan that basically works in the shadows and does a lot more than what they said in the movies. I can tell you that part of it. In the comics, animation, they do a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, they do a whole.
But I do like that. This is the first movie that basically reinvents the story that he's just not Bruce Wayne with money and he just wants to, be a vigilante. He has reasonings behind this one. He has, he wants to fight back against the League of Shadows. He wants to, prove that he's not just a rich boy in that kind of sense. Well, the other ones, especially Tim Burton's one, he's just it's all because of his parents, right? That's from day one. It's always been the death of his parents. And he wanted to grow up and make sure. But when you go into this story, you kind of don't want to go through that route. And you say, well, his father's a doctor. How much can you prove to your father that you can be a different person? And then, through his he's growing up into and even having Michael Caine as Alfred is probably one of the perfect castings out of all kind
unbelievable.
Of anything.
Fucking
really.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
And he does it so well. Yeah.
Yeah, he does it so well as being Alfred, and he's the father figure that he needs at the time, and he's always there for him, even though at certain points, he doesn't want him there, but understand why he's there. And that kind of intro with that, and he wanted to what's his name? Oh shit, who's the guy who killed his parents?
Oh, Joe Chill in this one. Yeah.
Joe Chills, and he wanted to kill him. He wanted revenge, and then the whole story with Rachel that that revenge is different. It's only a personal thing, not a overall what's happening with the city and all that kind of stuff. And that's what leads him to go and disappear for 7 years. But you don't see that with any other Batman movie at all. It's just him against the villains, right? Even in the old 60s cartoon, the 60s TV shows and the cartoons, you don't see much of that. I think in the animated series, which is probably the best series out of all of them, I do think they go do flashbacks from what I remember.
Yeah.
But there's so much things you can dive into with Batman and his villains that the Joker and him are probably the number one on top of any comic book. You can say them their interactions are always, it's all part of the mind. It's nothing.
Well, I think that's. I know we're going to jump forward again. I don't mean to jump into Dark Knight, but they're like, again, I think it's fuck. I can't remember if it's
the yin and yang.
Yeah, the yin and yang, right? He's one step away from crossing the line, Batman, and the Joker's always there. They're such. Yes, they're mirrors of each other, but they're so close to each other in the way they are and the way they think. Like they're I can't remember. Was it The Killing Joke where that's a line? He's like one bad day away from being the villain. I can't remember which one. I think it's The Killing Joke where that line's in the graphic novel itself, where Batman he could just take one step. So again, this one's really good at showing the no killing rule. So when he's with the League and he goes, well, what did he do? Well, he stole someone's land and he turned into a murderer because obviously he killed people by trying to take their land. He's like, but I'm not an executioner. And he goes, yeah, but you have to. This is the way we work. It was like you have to. And I think, and the thing that you said as well, Rich, was really, really important around that car scene with Rachel. And again, I will throw it out early. The only downside of this movie is Katie Holmes. Again, and she's not the most terrible. She's not terrible, but she's just not. There's so many greats, and then there's Katie Holmes, and she's the reason almost for a lot of the story and the twist. Because I like what you were saying before when they had the argument in the car just after Joe Chill, and she shows your father would be ashamed of you, and then he's outside Falcone's club. Like every other one makes it around, it's not Joe Chill, it's going to be Jack Napier, and he turns into the Joker, and Bruce turns into Batman. And this one isn't. It's really more Falcone pushes him over the edge and goes, I have no problems killing you in front of everyone in this room. Senators, a judge, off-duty cops. I have the power that no one can ask for. I could kill you right here, and it would mean nothing to anybody. You would disappear and you'd just be a disappeared Bruce Wayne. And I think that's cool where he sits there and goes, he's got absolutely nothing. And that's where that transition in his change happens, right? Because he goes from, like you said, Andy, he's got no idea. He's walked in, they've killed Joe Chill in the courtroom. So again, someone's come out, the woman's killed him, said, Falcone sends his regards and shoots him right there. And so obviously, Bruce's revenge, he can't do it. So everything he's psyched himself up and planned for falls by the wayside. He's got nothing. And then the fact that Falcone doesn't care, and the twisted line at the end of it where Falcone's talking about, when I was in the cell with Joe Chill, he said, your father, he begged like a dog. And that was the full point of Falcone's power, right? He's just going, it didn't matter what the story is, because in our flashback, we saw he didn't. He just said, don't be afraid, Bruce, and then died. But Falcone's been told, oh, he died like a dog. And again, obviously, different story turns into another plot twist. But yeah, like again, in this one, it's very much Falcone turns Bruce into being focused and going, okay, what do I need to do? And I love the bit straight after that when it has the the montage of Bruce getting into trouble, etc. And the bit where he gets out of the truck and they're stealing it, and he gets arrested and he gets caught, and they go, you're a criminal. He goes, I'm not a criminal. And he goes, oh, well, ask the guy who you're stealing from. And it's all Wayne Enterprises. So it's like, I'm not a criminal. I'm stealing my own shit. I own it. It's my company. So again, even that gray line of him going, I'm not a criminal. It's mine. No one else in the fucking world knows that. No one else knows you're Bruce Wayne. And that was, again, what Falcone said was, you've got to go 1,000 miles for someone not to know Bruce Wayne. He's like, okay, that's what I got to do. I got to get out of here. I got to learn the criminal psyche. This one really, again, it doesn't go deep into the detective side of it, not as much as Matt Reeves one does. Like, that's a much better detective story. Well, but at least it puts him into it. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. I never got the impression that he was like an amazing detective in the Nolan series.
No, and again, there's no need. Again, that's one particular take on Batman. The world's greatest detective, depending on the story you read.
He's also, he's also a ninja. He's more of a ninja.
He's more of a ninja than a detective in this one, which is fine. Rest in peace, Chuck Norris. The American Ninja, the real one. No,
but you also got to understand, like, he was from the beginning, he was a badass. He had the strength and power. Like, straight away when he's in the jail, he's already kicking ass, like kicking 8 people's asses on the ground. So that's where his vengeance and his guiltiness and all that kind of things come into one, and that's where Ducard, Ra's al Ghul, kicks him out, and he knows there's something there that he could benefit from, and that when you think about it, if he doesn't intervene, he could still become Batman, but just a different type of Batman.
Very different type of Batman, and I love that. And I love that Ducard always has, and again in the Nolan series anyway, he's the heir to the league. Like by the time that final test happens and he passes, and again, the mindset of him to cut everyone's sleeve, so everyone looks the same, and even under the influence of the blue herb or the blue plant, and you sit there and he gets him again. It's gonna happen, and of course he's got to save his life as well. But you see that very much, that push around Ducard going, no, you are the one I want to lead these people into Gotham. Obviously, the next part of the story is they're fully training to take down Gotham because it's just gone to shit, which again is fine. But again, we'll talk about that bit a little bit later. I love the fact that that's the whole premise around him. He's got the most recognizable Gothamite ever and gone, cool, you're going to lead this revolution to take Gotham to the ground. And it's just like, okay, like that whole hour sets up 3 movies practically. Maybe not as much The Dark Knight, but it sets up 1 and 3 so much in regards to the premise around the stories for Batman Begins and The Dark Knight Rises. Like, it's just so it's like Rich wants to become the Batman. I'm waiting for him to come on as just a cow. It's just like, Rich is I'm Batman. Everyone wants to do it.
I'm Batman.
The voice.
This is the first half an hour. The modulator. It gets worse as we go on.
It does.
And it's funny because he got the voice. He got the voice from the animated series. I heard from what I understand. He changes his voice because in the animated series he changed his voice. The Kevin Conroy voice character, he changes it. And that's how it became that. I don't know.
I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for the bat to be behind you. So bad.
Cal, you should get one. Just do it. Next one.
I should just go.
I had the dumbest idea there. I'll do it soon. I'm gonna save it for later.
Yeah. So like as you were saying before, so it takes about an hour before Batman. You actually see
1 hour Batman. And 1 minute until he's at
and
the dogs.
We're introduced to. So we've already seen Michael Caine. We've already seen Liam Neeson. We've seen that
And Gary Oldman.
Yep.
Well,
yeah,
I was getting there.
Sorry. Sorry, man. We'll take it back. Rewind.
Yeah, he's sorry, I'm just looking at your stripes. And he's got his own origin story happening as well.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
it's a complicated. Well, it's like an origin story for everybody, in a sense, and it's seamless the way. So I was looking at the David S. Goya's films. These Batman movies are far and away his best work. Like I mean, no offense to Kickboxer 2 fans, but
hey, you got to admit, he's part of Dark City. That's a good one.
Dark City's good. Man of Steel's good. He's a bit hit and miss, but he really nailed it with Batman, in my opinion. So like I said, it introduces Gary Oldman as Gordon, and how fucking cool is that?
But even as Lieutenant Gordon, right? So he's not even captain or anything.
He's commissioner.
He's the one that looks after Bruce after his parents' murder, and you sit there and go, "Fuck yeah, that's mad twist." And even he tries to help him, and Bruce is sort of like, "Hey, dude, why are you touching my face, you weird old man?" Well, weird, which I found kind of. Oh, I don't remember that part. I don't know how I feel about that one.
Remember, and he's the first person he interacts when he first becomes Batman.
He's the first one he trusts as Batman. Yeah. And I love
Jim
the fact
Gordon
that
has always been that way.
Yeah, and Gordon's such a I love when he's in the car with what's his partner's name? I've gone blank.
Glass.
Yeah, like when he's in that car and he goes, "Hey Jimbo, you want a taste?" And he goes, "No," but then he goes, "I'm not a rat. I'm not a rat. Like I'm still a cop, and you're still my partners, and we're still in the police. I'll never rat you out, but doesn't mean I'll love what you do." And again, you nailed it, right? That every character in this movie, even Rachel, to a point, has some sort of depth. Like they've built a story. There's an understanding. You understand the character. You understand their mindset. You understand the reason behind how they act the way they do. From Ducard / Al Ghul to Bruce Wayne himself to everyone. Everyone has a point of why they're doing what they're doing, and this by the last 40 minutes of the movie. You know it. You know everyone where they stand. It's just so well done in regards to a story and then a Batman story on top. So that's
and a grounded story, right? So probably the best part of the whole movie is when he is introduced as Batman. That's one of the best introductions to a comic book character you would ever see. That he's showing how he is Batman. He is above them. He is taking them from the top. He's showing his skills. He's showing that he can hide in plain sight. And and one of the first shots is him hanging off the crane, right?
Upside down. Yeah,
it's like upside down. It's like, okay, what's going to happen here? And then he just kicks everybody's ass in 2 seconds, and he's basically after Falcone.
And I love when you hear him tapping, like he's running up and down that one crate. He's just going. It's like he's going back and forth just to make the guy with his machine gun who can't hold his trigger finger still. He keeps trying to make him come closer and closer. It's just like, man, it's so
Like you compare it to the other Batman introductions. It's like the first one from Tim Burton is which one is it when he grabs the junkie? Grabs him up.
Yeah, when he's it's a good reveal in the regards that he's sort of floats down to them and freaks them out, but it's not like this. Like he kicks everyone's ass in this one. Like it's such a full on, and they're so confused. They don't know what's going on. Even when Blast gets out of the car and he goes, "Oh, Falcone, you better go. Like, get out of here.
Yeah,
I'll go and check." He's like, some shit's going down. There's gunshots everywhere. No one knows what's going on. And then, somehow he rips him through the ceiling of the car. It's just like, yes.
And that's the other thing. Like, after that, the aftermath of that is him waking up in bed at 3 in the afternoon or something like that. And it grounds it because you're showing him that he's got bruises.
You see all the bruises, you see all you see all the damage.
And he's got like that. Exactly. And that's what makes it, I think, more not into more into our world, into realism, but it's a possibility how this could happen. And it just brings that extra thought when you're watching it. It's like, oh shit, that could happen. And then you always wonder if someone would do that, that would take some physical.
If someone dressed like a bat.
I thought about becoming Batman once.
You need a butler. There has to be a butler. You have to be a millionaire. That's the premise of DC.
If I was rich, I'd consider it.
Buy a Batmobile.
Restraint.
No, Lucius Fox. Can I borrow the tumbler for a sec? We haven't got there yet. We're almost there. We're only at the beginning still. He's only just changed. But even that, I like that side of it as well, especially with like Morgan Freeman, where he's like, don't take me for an idiot. Like, I don't want to know, so I don't have to lie. I like that line where if anyone ever asks me, I don't have to tell them I don't know what you're doing or who it is, but you just don't treat me like an idiot. I like the fact that that's very much Lucius's character in there. I like that everything's his. Like, again, the line that Lucius says, well, you're not taking anything, Mr. Wayne, it's yours anyway. And it's just like, it's such a good way of putting it. Obviously, his relationship that Lucius had with his father in the past, and being on the board of Wayne Enterprises as well, is like, there's so many, again, like you said, Andy, there's all these ties, all these things that are built through all the parts in the story that you just take for granted. And I think one of the things that gets me with this movie is, I said at the beginning, I wanted to watch just the beginning. I thought, oh, you know what? I'll whet my appetite. I'll put it on, and you know what? And then I wanted to watch a couple other things because there was some stuff on TV I wanted to watch. And then 2.5 hours later, it was over. I sent you guys a message going, "Fuck you guys!" I watched the whole movie. And I was gonna watch it again because I wanted to. I think we talked about it last week where I think you said it, Rich. Oh, I'm going to watch it a couple of times. I'm going to take some notes. And I was going to go, I should probably take notes on Monday. Never got there. But again, how they build that story, because it's one of those few movies. And I think this is me. I don't think this is most people. But I have movies I love. It doesn't mean I have every part of that movie is something I love. And so I know in Star Wars, I do fast forward shit. I will skip scenes. I will move certain things forward because they're just not the parts I enjoy the most. This is one of those movies where I sit there from beginning to end. I will just watch the whole movie. I will take it all in. I won't want to skip anything, or there's the parts where, I can go have a piss at this point, or I can go grab something to eat because it's not so important. I'll hear it. I'll know what's going on, but I can skip that bit. This is the movie where one of the few where I just sit there and go, yeah, I'm just sitting here now. And I should have known. An hour was never going to cut it. I was going to end up watching the whole movie. Maybe I knew subconsciously I wanted to watch it now because you guys said you were going to watch it. And I was like, maybe that's the point. Maybe that's why I'm watching it. But it is so good. So after that transformation too, I think you start to see those bits around Bruce, that confidence. He's sort of started to figure out, and again, it comes back to that who's the alter ego question for Batman. Like, who's who? Is Batman the person? Or is Bruce? Who is the mask? Who's the alter ego of that particular character? And you start to see it more. And like you said, Rich, like, he's bruised and battered. He's also just jumped off the roof of, Gotham PD after talking to, Gordon, and, he's put a pen to his head to go, how many people are you? Oh, it's just now there's 2. It's just you and me, Jim. We're going to go fight corruption and evil. And like everyone knows where Falcone is. So it is such a good point. And then that's that twist, obviously, of the Batman. Then he runs into Rachel and he's still figuring out. And I think Alfred gives him that sort of key of going, well, be the playboy. Like, what am I supposed to do? Yeah. Like, how do I explain that I'm not up until 3 o'clock in the morning? He goes, well, what do playboys do? They're out partying, they're spending money ridiculously. They're with beautiful women. So, then he's got the car, the 2 models, goes and buys the hotel because the girls jump into the swimming pool that's not actually for swimming. He becomes that arrogant Bruce Wayne, the alter ego, to cover up that, oh no, this guy could never be the bad. It's like
Exactly.
it's such a dramatic change. And again, I think Bale does a really good job too, because his face is actually really good. And I probably never paid as much attention to it as I did in this one, where when he's in the hotel, he's got that smug look, and then he sees Rachel, and he turns back into that confused little boy. This is I wouldn't say love of my life, because I don't believe that. But here's the girl I've known since I was a child. I'll call her a friend, because there's no chemistry with them two.
None whatsoever. None
whatsoever. They and I don't know if that's the script or if that's the acting, but yeah, like they don't have that chemistry. But I'm being kind. But it's
I think it's both, bit of both. Yeah.
But when he acts, right, you see his face. He's just like, there's almost a guilt. Like he straight away wants to go, no, this is just, I'm pretending. I'm Batman. It's like he wants to tell her so bad, and she's like, you'll always be that little boy. Or, it's like Natalie Portman in fucking Star Wars. You always be the little boy line. It's like, it's just bad writing for a love interest. Well, the person that's supposed
she just comes across as like she's just reading the lines, and that's it.
Yeah,
like she's not really
agreed.
She's just not,
and she's got one of the best lines in the fucking movie too, which sucks because when he repeats it at the end, I rewind that part like 10 times. I love that line when at the very end when he says it. I'm just like, fuck yeah.
But that's funny how you say, how you fast forward bits. The fast forward bit I do in this movie is when she gets on the phone at the birthday party. Just kills me how bad that acting is. I just look at it and I'm like, nah, fast forward. And I'm like, I can't handle it.
Maybe that's when maybe that's when I went and got a bag of chips or had a piece. Maybe that was when it was just the Rachel Dawes line.
One other thing I wanted to mention is you never think about it, but how many villains are in this movie?
Fucking shit ton. There's like 40 of them.
There's a shit ton. So you think about the first half of the movie is all about Falcone, right? Because he wants his technically he wants his revenge. He wants his whole thing and get away from the corrupt cops. But you do hear like Victor Saz,
Victor
you
Saz.
hear his name, and he was part of the courtroom. He's one of Batman's villains in the his whole gallery of villains. He's one of them. And what does he do? He kills him and writes.
He does the same thing as
he writes
Killmonger. He cuts that into the skin. So the guy in the jumpsuit, Andy, the bald-headed guy, the goatee. That's when she's trying to save the kid.
Right.
He's one of Batman's big villains, right? You can see the scars on his neck and stuff. So after every kill, he slices the number into his body.
No idea who that
is. So and you see the scars, you see the cuts. If you look at him closely, you'll see on his neck.
And there's another name that we've got Falcone and Ra's al Ghul being the two main ones of the whole movie, but you're trying to forget that this is Cillian Murphy's one of his
first movies and biggest roles.
First movies, but one of his biggest roles, right? He was Scarecrow. Like I was a bit like with Scarecrow, you're kind of jumping a different
you're going
level,
to that
because
silly stage of the growth.
Because in the comics and in the cartoons, he wears a mask. He's he's got a pumpkin head. I think does he have a pumpkin head? And stuff like that. So you kind of go, how are they going to bring this in? Like even to the point, okay, they justified it. They made their reasoning. Everybody gets high, right? Everybody gets the hallucinogen, and that's where the horse blows his he
blows the
fire through fire, and that's like, holy shit, that's from the comic, that's from everything else, and I actually made it work because his person's he's high on drugs, and you kind of understand where it comes.
And they do it so well with him as well, because he's such a good actor, because you have it at the point where you're like, you don't really believe him, but I love the bit when he goes, "Oh, do you want to see my master, Falcone?" And it's just like he says, you just see him switch on the crazy, and you're just like, "Oh fuck, he's just snapped." Puts his mask on, and you see the Scarecrow persona, and it's like, it's so well done. And then when he snaps himself because he gets the OD of the of the toxin from Batman, and he just goes, Dr. Crane is not here right now, and he's just like, fuck yeah. So he's now a schizophrenic. He's snapped.
Yeah.
And again, obviously, he comes in later on in another movie, but we're not going to talk about that because we're not going to say anything about any other Batman movies yet.
Yeah,
but yeah,
again,
sorry, man.
There's heaps. Even the names of cops, if you understand Batman's mythology and stuff like that, some of those names that come up, it's like, holy shit. And but there's a whole bunch. Like Ra's al Ghul could be, as I was saying to you, Andy, he could still be alive because there's his Lazarus pit, and that Lazarus pit can resurrect people, and that's
I'm just going to choose.
That will be a nice.
Yeah.
Okay, Richard.
Yeah.
I got one for you. I got one for you, man. And I don't even know where I heard this. I heard this really recent. How fucking mad a twist would it be for either James Gunn's DC studio, where they have the Lazarus pit in there? So again, they could even do a twist like bring Liam Neeson back, or a different character as the resurrected
Resurrection, yeah.
Or could they actually even throw it into Pattinson's one, where if they're going to do that type of story, could they put another one in there where he's in that as well? I think it would suit more Brave and the Bold, because it would make more sense to be Damian Wayne, Robin's grandfather, is alive. So again, Andy's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Ra's al Ghul, daughter Talia,
has a daughter,
has a child to Bruce Wayne, becomes Robin. In certain stories.
Okay.
So you know who who Talia is?
Yes.
You should know who Talia is. She's in number 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
The French woman. Yeah.
So in certain stories, they become involved. They have a child. Damien's raised by the League of Assassins and then comes back and actually is trying to kill Batman. No, it comes back to kill his father.
No. Kill his dad.
Yeah, he comes back to kill Bruce Wayne. And Bruce Wayne.
Because he's in the path of Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah. So he wants to be the lead of the League of Assassins, and Bruce technically turns him and goes, okay, well, come and do this with me. And they don't get on. That's why the DC Studios Brave and the Bold will be interesting. So if it's based on Batman and Robin, it is Damian is still twisted. He's Robin, yes, but he doesn't agree. They just fight. They don't get on. So it'd be very interesting if that's even a join to this one, where maybe Liam Neeson is Ra's al Ghul in the Brave and the Bold storyline. He is the grandfather of Robin. So yeah, who knows, man? That would be fucking awesome. And he's the same way.
Yeah. So Andy, you kind of understand how all these comic book stories are so out there, that this is so grounded, it's so different, that people really enjoy it, right? Because you don't have to think, you don't have to worry about other stuff that's in the comics. It's all introduced. It's all part of the storyline. So for us and me and Dave, it's like, oh, we know this and this and this, but at the same time, you don't need to know that. It's great.
The original Batman movies were like that. The 60s show was like that. It just didn't. You don't. Yeah, and it's. I don't read comic books, so I just like the character. I don't.
And I love that you don't have to in this. I love that.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Yeah, that's the perfect thing.
To know shit. It just makes sense, and they give you so much story in the build up of the characters, where you just understand at the end. Like you if you've never heard of Lazarus Pit, then it doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter to this movie. If he came back, they'd have to obviously give the exposition around it, but they're not.
It wouldn't fit like the whole. It just wouldn't.
I like the twist in 3. I think that's a perfect one. Again, everyone, you're in the spoiler section, so I like the twist in 3. I love that it's Talia. I love that turn where you sit there and go, "Fuck," and even the addition of how they put Bane, right? Like, he was her protector, and then you hear the whole story from the beginning, and you realize that Raz is the reason Bane's in the pit with his child.
Funny.
And it's just, it's full circle. It's like Nolan had to sit there and go, fuck, this is what I want to tell as a story. And they're going, okay.
and it's funny, he does tease it, because he says something when he's in the ice, in the campfire, right?
Yeah. My daughter, I lost my
that
wife.
He couldn't.
Couldn't protect
all that kind of stuff, right? Yeah. So full circle.
Because he was a mercenary, right? And he couldn't protect him, and that's what happened in 3. Like, you see the story of that that mercenary, that person walking away is Liam Neeson's character when he's walking away from the pit. It's like, fuck me, such a payoff. Such a good payoff. And we've skipped a whole movie in between too.
So I guess like, for me, the fact that they brought in like Ra's al Ghul as the main villain and Scarecrow, like those are pretty ballsy decisions as well, like in itself. Because no one has a fucking clue who they are unless you watch the animated series.
Pretty much.
That's like never heard of Scarecrow. I think there was a Batman game that came out just before the movie, Arkham Asylum.
Oh yeah, it would have been.
That's probably the only. Or Arkham, one of those.
Can't remember. Was he
one of them? Yeah.
Was it
I didn't know. I didn't know who Ra's al Ghul was at all.
Yeah, and you don't need to. He tells you. He pretty much tells you his own story. Yeah.
Could have gone straight with any of the more famous villains like the Penguin or the Joker or anyone, but they went with these sort of vague-ish sort of villains, but they tied the story up so well. Introducing them and just as part of the main sort of storyline throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, no, definitely, and like we probably said over and over, it's like you don't need to do the homework on this. Like you can just sit there and watch it and go, "Oh, it's really cool." And I mean, I when I think of my dad watching, he would just enjoyed Liam Neeson, Christian Bale, and especially because Bale's Welsh, it would make more sense, for a Welshman to appreciate a Welshman in there. But it was more of those like. Dad would not know jack shit about the history. And then again, he just sat there and said, this movie is fantastic. And I sat there and went, holy shit. From a perspective of a fan of the comics and the graphic novels and stuff like it was going, oh, this makes more sense to me because I know it, but didn't take away the enjoyment for him who had no idea what the characters and what their arcs could mean. Like it was just such a well-written movie. And I think I've just said it over and over as well. I think just the way they built the story was so impressive. Like visually, the movie's beautiful, and I guess it's very different from the next two, which is kind of weird. I mean, it's still got that sort of a little bit more gothic, and I think they had to for the origin because, I mean, one of the most famous panels of Batman.
It looks awesome.
But one of the most famous panels is one of the things I'm pissed at in this movie. I think there's the only part besides the character of Rachel Dawes that I get annoyed at, and it was after he's hooked up Falcone and obviously made him look like a bat, and that leads to the bat signal. When he's standing on the building there, the only thing that was missing should have been a gargoyle. That's the only thing, because in the original art, of like Year One and a lot of the stories, before he becomes fully Batman, he's sitting on one of these old buildings on top of a gargoyle, just looking at the bottom of Gotham from the skyline, and he makes the choice then to just jump. And that would have been cool to see. And they sort of did a little bit reverse where he'd done his first fight as Batman, and he's taken out all the guards around all the containers, and then he's standing just on that singular pillar. And it was like, oh, fuck, if that was a gargoyle, I would have lost my shit. Like, that would have been the most ultimate payoff for a comic book fan. Then I guess you get the comic book fans going, well, it didn't happen that way. He did that before he jumped off the building. I'm like, okay, fuck me. You can't have it both ways. So again, I'm happy they put that frame in there. Was it perfect? I wish it was different. But again, it was probably easier than going, the decision that he makes to jump and fully embrace Batman. So again, comic book nerd. Sorry. And I'm not that big a comic book nerd. Like Rich and I are not that bad. We're pretty good.
Especially Batman.
Yeah, especially Batman. You can't help it with those ones. So when they talk about the electromagnetic device, so obviously you have the side story going on about, Wayne Tech's misplaced this particle emitter. It could be in certain straits at the moment in time. We won't talk about that. Could be stuck in a blockade. But It could be. It's very weird around that point because again, it's just another part of the story where it's an excuse for the board to get rid of Fox. Well, not so much the board, but it leads into that end part, the climax of the movie, where you start to have to piece things together, and especially when Scarecrow goes, when he clicks the key and goes basement, everyone knows something's going to happen, right? With Rachel on the lift after she's gone in there, and I want my own people to come in, and then you get the story. What is actually going to happen to Gotham, and you piece it together from there. They're tipping all the actual hallucinogen from what I believe is it the rabbits. The bears are going one way, and the rabbits have the hallucinogen, right?
One of them. They go into the Narrows.
Yeah, and they go into the Narrows. So again, another big piece of Batman lore is the Narrows. They're talking about where it's poverty, it's desolate. Everyone there is desperate, and it's where Falcone has all these clubs and everything because that's the seedy side of Gotham, and they're just pumping all the drugs into the main water line, and you get that return to the first 20 minutes of the movie where they're talking about the train and how, his father, Wayne Enterprises, built the train line to have it go all through Gotham to be cheap and free public transport, but also that in the middle is Wayne Tower. And then you've got, this is where all the water runs into. So it starts to give you the premise around how Raz is going to take down Gotham. And you sit there and just like, what a fucking story, right? Not that you've had everything else so far, but you haven't even got to the main villain. Like even when, Scarecrow's going, oh, it's too late. He's already here, or he's coming to Gotham, or he's on his way. And like, even Falcone's like, oh, fuck, he's coming here. And Falcone thinks, I'm going to make a business proposition, not knowing that he doesn't give a shit. He's going to just wipe Gotham out. It was really well done. What do you guys think about that part? For the way the movie started to again twist, how'd you guys find that bit? Because that's again one of my favorite parts in there, where you start to go, oh, okay. And as they explain all the exposition around, we've misplaced the thing. Weaponizes water and turns it into gas. And you're like, shit, all right. And the hallucinogen has to be inhaled. And they even mention that when they're going, oh no, the water, it won't make any difference. We've been drinking it for months, but it's not going to,
water,
because it's still just in the water. It's not a soluble gas going through the lungs. And you're like, oh shit. All right. Twist.
And it does lead to one of the best parts of the movie. The tumbler.
Yeah.
And they don't mention it as the Batmobile, which was a great thing. They didn't mention it as his own Batmobile. It's the tumbler. But that whole that you don't foresee coming until you start piecing together that the device has been missing, that it's been taken away and it's been stolen and all that kind of stuff. That he disperts. What is it? Turns water into.
Yeah, it turns water into gas.
Gas and stuff like that. Evaporates the water. And stuff like that. You kind of you're just thinking about Batman at that time of the movie. You don't really start piecing together the whole story until it's too late, when they start talking about, wait, you got to inhale it. It's in the water, but you got to inhale it. And we're like, oh shit, yeah, okay, now I get it.
What if we evaporate the water? Here's an idea.
Yeah. And then the whole section of they're all fighting in the Narrows, and he comes in and everybody's looking above, and it's like this bat figure, and everybody's freaking out. And then he comes into Ra's al Ghul. What's his line? He took the art of.
Oh yeah. Is it theatricality? No.
Yeah, he took it. Yeah, theatricality.
Yeah,
you're taking the art of theatricality seriously.
Yeah. But even when he's no, that's so true. We did miss was the before that was actually, like you said, Rich, the Tumbler part, because so much happens there in regards to the cure. So they've got Lucius has made an antidote for it, but there's only so many. So there's only him, Gordon, and Rachel, and one to be mass produced, which Fox goes and does, but you never see happen because they don't end up using it in the end because it's too late. But even that twist around him again with that emotional tie to Rachel. So again, obviously she's been gassed with a really concentrated one because again, exposition works in this movie so well. Crane goes, I've given her a really big dose. And it's like, thanks, man. Thanks for that. Okay, got it. She's smashed. She's gonna die. And then as you see him get more and more desperate as the tumbler goes across the rooftops, goes on the highway, turns off the lights, and then disappears and goes through the waterfall. And again, we've seen the waterfall at the beginning when he's going through and creating the cave. It was such a really good turn because again, as he goes through, he's like yelling at her to stay alive. And it's just like, man, I wish the chemistry was there between that character that I believed it. Like, I get it from childhood friends, but just not that she is the most important thing. Because obviously, spoilers for the Dark Knight. It is the biggest part of the story in the fucking Dark Knight. Her and him are the actual tie for the whole freaking movie. So yes, it is very difficult to do it when you sit there going, he will give up being Batman for her. And it ain't gonna happen. And
she's so not into him at all. There's nothing. She just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah,
like, she cares, but she doesn't like him that way. He's just a friend to her.
But
yeah,
like even shows at the beginning, they're just mucking around.
Yeah,
she feels bad that he fell into a freaking hole.
That's it.
He gave her back the arrowhead. Yeah.
Find his keepers.
Even when she gives it back, right? It's just like, okay.
Yeah.
Really? I mean, Alfred loved you. Your mum used to work at the
bank. It's just he is reading that whole relationship completely wrong.
Yeah.
Well,
which leads into part two.
Leads into part two,
right?
Knight,
yeah.
Right? Even there, like he thinks the whole point is if he can give up the bat, they can be together, and you're just like, what?
Exactly.
She's with somebody else.
Yeah, I know. That's all right. I've got more money.
He'll go away. Yeah.
I'm Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. So dumb question.
No, there's no dumb question.
Does she know that he's Batman?
Hey?
Does she know that he's Batman?
At the end.
I can't remember.
Hey, at the end.
Yeah, when he saves the kid, when he saves the kid and her and takes him to
another cameo there.
Oh, Joffrey.
Joffrey. Sorry, interrupted there.
Game of
Thrones one. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Yep. Yes, I haven't watched Game of Thrones. Fuck you, internet.
But just think about it. You knew how cool King Joffrey was because he's such an asshole of a character.
I knew it too. I forgot until you said it. It's like, I know that. I don't understand it, but I know that.
Sorry. Back to what you were saying, Dave.
She that line that she says to him in the hotel, I go, it's not who I am underneath that defines me. But
that's right.
That is what he says to her, and then she goes, Bruce, as he jumps off and he's the demons going through the sky, and everyone's freaking out at the bat in the sky. They're all high and under the hallucinogen. That's the good part. Like again, okay, let's get to the end because we're pretty much there anyway. So obviously we have gone in. Ra's al Ghul is gone to the birthday party for Bruce Wayne, and the old lady, even when she does it, Mr. Ra's al Ghul. He's like, Ra's al Ghul is dead. And then it comes through the whole thing. No, we've come to destroy Gotham like we tried before. It was finances, and they wanted to try and crumble the economy of Gotham so it would collapse. That didn't work because of Bruce Wayne's father, because he tried to do things to help those less fortunate and try and grow Gotham and financially make it stable. So again, that tie into the very beginning of Joe Chill killing his parents because he was poor, because it was put by the League of Shadows to try and disrupt Gotham and how it worked. Again, it's just that massive tie-in at the end. And obviously they're in Wayne Manor. He goes, you set my house on fire, so let me return the favor, and burns down Wayne Manor, and then they play the piano and obviously and Alfred's not there as well. So even that part is kind of like Alfred's gone and taken Rachel home because she's just been inoculated, and he's just knocked her out to go and take the antidote for Gordon and to be mass produced. So when they burn down Wayne Manor and how it's done, it's such another good payoff for you see Ra's al Ghul, and he finally figures out, okay, the whole time you were teaching me, it was you. And even the fact that he still says it should be you by my side now, like he should be the lieutenant helping him crumble Gotham. He goes, just give me more time. It's just like, this is the whole premise of the Batman mythos is Gotham is everything to Bruce Wayne. Like this is the whole point of his existence, is to keep Gotham safe. Fuck everywhere else. Smallville, Metropolis, Bloodhaven, they don't count here. Star City, no, what's any of this shit?
Just across the ocean, across the water.
The bridge, bridge somewhere goes to Metropolis somewhere, supposedly. Depends if you're watching The Flash. It's only like 50 k's away from Star City as well. And it's just like it's such a good turn where it's that full circle where again he figures out who Ra's al Ghul is. Raz sets the house on fire. They escape, and then there's the guilt. And again, Christian Bale is so good in this role where he sit there and even when he's with Alfred and he's at the bottom of the lift and he's looking up as Wayne Manor's on fire and he's like, oh, what have I done? And it comes back to another flashback from the beginning of the, why do we fall so we can get up? And again, it comes back to those moments where the seed was sown so early in the movie as part of just this first hour of the movie, giving you as much information as it can while still keeping it interesting, to then have all these massive payoffs either in this movie or in others. And it's just such a good turn where he sits there, he suits up, and then obviously goes and tries to save Gotham, and he does quite successfully. It's such a good end. So it is such a well done movie, and I love the way it ends. I love that it's Gordon that takes out the columns for the train. I love the fact that it's he doesn't go against his code where he goes, you can't kill me, but I don't have to save you. And then just the suit, the wings, and just floats out the back of the train as he throws down the little grenades again that you saw very early on in the movie where it blows out the back of the train. He just floats out of it. And then you have the not so great end where they sit there talking about rebuilding Wayne Manor. But what do you guys think of the end? How do you take the end? Yeah. What do you guys feel about the end?
You go first. Andy.
Look, I thought the ending was pretty fitting for the movie with Ra's, and Batman obviously fighting on the train. I thought it was pretty cool, and how Gordon's in the Batmobile, like he gets has a chance to drive it, and he doesn't know what the fuck's going on. He's just letting the Batmobile sort of control him, and he doesn't know what's going on. It's pretty funny.
You know how to drive a stick? and then derailing the train and all that kind of things was awesome. I just like the look of the Narrows. Like it's just very unique sort of look of Batman movie. Again, it's all new. Like it's all the last Batman movie was, from what I saw, was just completely over the top, and this is like so gritty in the Narrows area. And look, I thought it was just a good ending, and then you get the Joker card to sort of and they probably didn't have a plan at that point, but they just threw that in there at the end anyway. That was a nice touch. Yeah. So my question is, I don't know if Dave, you could probably answer this as well.
I can make up an answer. I do it all the time.
The whole escape of inmates escaping from Arkham Asylum, that was due to Batman, right?
No. So remember,
because he blows up the wall.
He blows up the wall, but there's two of the League dressed up as riot police. So that last truck that comes in,
yeah, you're right.
They go in and they actually blow out the walls and they unlock all the cells. They take out the couple of prison guards and then they unlock the cells. I think Batman helps. Like he blows out a wall.
Helps.
The other two, and everyone, the two that just look at each other like, oh, we're not going anywhere. We're just going to sit there. But everyone else escaped. But nah, he helped.
Yeah, he helped. But the ending is great though. It fits to what the story is, and from the time it goes through the tumbler back to the Bat Cave again. They don't call it Bat Cave. They don't mention it as a Batman.
Never
which is
said.
great. Never said. Never stated that way. And the whole, like I think the downside of burning down the Wayne Manor is that you don't get to see it again, kind of, because that's a big part of his story. So
I remember feeling that. It was like, oh, they just destroyed Wayne Manor, and that's part of Bruce Wayne, right?
Exactly.
But they've done the job in Dark Knight just to, he's got to
make up for it, right?
Yeah.
So they make up for it. So I think that was my only thing. The chase, the whole, he's hanging on the monorail, flying through the whole city. It's kind of like, whoa, and it's like going, what's going on? And the whole statement that he thinks he's going to kill him, but he's not. He still stands by his rule. He's not going to save him, and all that kind of stuff. But what it leads down to the end of having the bat signal come up, the proper bat signal, and showing the Joker card leads to the holy what the fuck is this going on to moment. And it's like, are we going to get another one like this? And it's when you're like, holy shit, we are. And that leaves it on such a high that you had to wait 3 years to watch the next one.
And I love it too. I think you nailed it too, Gelfie, where you going, oh, they didn't know what they had either. I think they went, this is awesome. And again, for comic
I agree too.
But if they didn't do a sequel, you could have just gone, oh, what if? Who would have been the Joker or whatever? And again, it wouldn't have been Heath Ledger according to everybody in the universe.
That's right. At the time, that was everyone was like, "Oh God, like Heath Ledger's the Joker, really?"
Knight's Tale and 10 Things I Love About You, man. Yeah, I watched movies back then.
So much backlash on that, but he didn't. He got backlash today. Like even
the internet
goes, true. Yeah. I mean, Affleck was. I guess he was in teen movies. I guess you can count Mallrats as a teen movie.
Mallrats.
Affleck, he was in a teen movie. Yeah,
Toy Soldier.
Yeah, he was in some other shit.
Dazed and Confused.
Dazed and Confused. Yeah, I forget that he's in Dazed and Confused. That's a good release from Criterion on that one.
And I think that you guys are right with it too. Like, if it ended there and Nolan didn't make any money with the movie, and again, I got the figures, and I was going to bring it up because again, weirdness about the fact that it actually got a sequel that it did, and the fact that the sequel made as much money as it did, was the budget for this was 150 million. It only made back then 373 million. So even that, if you put marketing, I don't know if the 150 includes the marketing, right? This wasn't that profitable as a film, right?
In
that scale of those days in the box office anyway. It's not a like it doubled the money, but usually double's not enough. Like you got to do about 3.5 to make sure it's profitable. So this wasn't that profitable, and it was domestic US 205 million, and international was only 168 million. So it wasn't massive. And again, Andy, you and me said it at the very beginning. People probably just missed it. People just didn't know this was coming, didn't know how good it was going to be. And by the time you're like, oh, I've got to get it on DVD. I got to go hire the movie.
I remember, like, once the cinema run finished, like, I was really hanging for it to watch it at home. Because
I remember there was
what the fuck is a new Batman movie, and like from what I saw, it was it was a lot of a trailer. I think from memory showed him at the first hour of the bits of the first hour of the movie. So he's not Batman. He's like Bruce Wayne in the mountains. You know, I was like, what the fuck is this? You know,
Just training.
so it was interesting though. It was just completely out there, different take on it, and glad it made a sequel.
Yeah,
Same.
considering that, as you said, he only I think marketing was about 100 mil. I think I read
it
somewhere.
only made like 100.
Like 100.
Okay. Again, I say only 100 million in profit, but again, that's not a one that usually sits and goes, oh, you know. But I think maybe it was critical reception. Everyone loved it so much. Even if they didn't see it all, it was a home box office release, right? They sat there and went, no, this movie is good. Because I mean, I'm not seeing anywhere where people say this movie is bad. And again, for a comic book movie, to have, you know, good reviews is great. The fact that Nolan is at this point a small-time director, because he's not massive in there as well. So again, even the fact that he had $150 million budget to make this movie is pretty incredible as well. So I mean, WB must have had massive faith that he had something, or maybe he'd already signed the picture deal where he had to make 5 films. And I think that's the thing with Chris Nolan as well. He had a deal where he's like, you have to make 5 movies for us. So, well, 3 of them, how about Batman? Yeah. No, making Batman and Inception
I think Batman Begins did bring up the question about Batman, right? It did read, because I guess all the comic book films were coming out. So you had X-Men, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four. Well, yeah, so they're all making money. So there's, especially like this one, this was making a bit more of a critics were generating more buzz, more vocal, positive, you know, that kind of stuff. I think I reckon probably physical media was through the roof on this one more than anything.
That I have this DVD and I have this Blu-ray as well, and I will one day have that when I'm, you know, make a choice.
We all have it. But it's stuff like that, right? I reckon that generates some buzz as well. Like, it was released 6 to 8 months after it was released, and people were buying it for buying it.
And I love the fact when he blows up the league's headquarters, that it looks just like the beginning of Inception. Like, you know, it looks like the same set. I'm gonna blow that shit up again, because that looks exactly the same as the beginning of Inception. There you go, you save money on the budget for the next one. But again, you go, man. You go.
Yeah, it was like when you guys were saying you guys didn't watch in the cinemas because you guys didn't see any.
Straight over my head, man.
It went over your heads, right?
I don't remember anything. I don't remember. I remember my dad going, "Have you watched this?" I'm like, "What the fuck, Batman? What's this?" Like, why have I not watched this?
I remember watching it, and then I got
an idea why I didn't watch it.
I think I know why.
And I think I watched it again when Dark Knight Rises came out. They had a marathon with all 3, so I watched it again that time.
Oh my god!
But
it leads me.
Good. Yeah, I watched that Chatswood.
That would be even so much better.
But this leads me to another question. It goes,
yeah, man.
Has there been a movie like this that you don't know about, that you've gone to the movie and blown you away, and you had no idea what was going on? You had nothing.
Matrix.
The Matrix.
Yeah,
I had no idea what was going on in the Matrix.
I think that was the
until
whole
I
point.
sat down and was like,
and even to this day, who knows if we're right about how we feel about the Matrix and what actually happened? Because again, that is another episode. It is coming your way one day. We were talking about this. We're trying to figure out.
But it kind of gave me that same feeling that when I went to watch Matrix, I had no idea what was going on, and then at the end of the movie, you wanted to watch it again. Same thing with Batman Begins. You wanted to come out the movie and you wanted to watch it again to see the storyline, see the little bits that you missed and all that kind of stuff. And that was like, probably one and 2 as one of those type of movies.
So I'm pissed that I never got to see him in the movies. I don't even remember if I saw Dark Knight in the movies.
What?
I can tell you why.
I don't remember. I do not remember if I saw Dark Knight in the movies.
I definitely did.
I really don't remember.
I did twice, and I was in Europe. I watched it in Europe twice.
What language was
I have no idea.
That was in English.
In English?
In English. Yeah,
It was just a cinema in
Watch it in
Amsterdam,
German?
that's all.
In German?
yeah. I actually watched it in Rome. The first go, I was in Rome, and the second time I was in Brussels. We were having a day, like we had a cruisy day. We didn't know what to do, so we looked up the local cinema, and at that time they had one of the best digital cinemas in Europe. So we went for a walk, went to Brussels, and we watched The Dark Knight. It was like crazy quality. I'd never seen it better. And we watched Clone Wars, the animated Clone Wars, on the same day.
Oh wow,
That's how I remember.
that's not a bad day, man. That's a fantastic day in the movie. Talking about that, I guess again for the physical media side of it, I assume you both did the 4K version, yeah? Or Andy, did you?
Oh yeah. Oh fuck yeah.
Okay, so I didn't. I did good old HBO Max because I thought about it.
Is it on
I was
4K? It looks incredible on 4K, man. Especially the Dark Knight.
It looked like
looks
HBO
good.
Max on HBO Max. It still looked good, but I wanted to ask you guys about the quality of the transfer of the movie. Like, I guess Andy, you just killed it with the answer. It looked fucking incredible. So, Rich, I'm going to ask you, man, how incredible did it look?
It looked good. I don't rate it as one of the top transfers. It does look good, but Dark Knight just kills it. It's way better than Batman Begins.
Yeah, but it's still good.
It's still good. Look, don't get me wrong. It's still good. It's probably one of your standard 4K transfers that you should buy. Like even the audio is not Atmos. It's not DTSX. It's actually the original theatrical audio.
Okay.
So it's DTS HD. It's 5.1. Still sounds crazy enormous. It's got good low end, and it still rumbles that home theater room I have. Still does a pretty crazy rumbles on just Batman Begins, especially explosions and stuff like that. But the transfer's still great. You got to have it. It's one
it
of those
still
you
looks
have to have
really cinematic. It looks really cinematic because it's all widescreen and all that kind of stuff, and it's.
Does it have?
There's no IMAX. No, not Batman Begins.
No.
I had to ask. Okay. No, it's definitely on the list. It's definitely on the list there. I'm waiting for the next JP because I can get that one at least in JP. It doesn't have to be a collector's. At least I can get the normal edition.
Didn't I give you this?
No, I got Superman BVS.
This is yours now, so don't worry.
Oh, look at that! Now I just need to get Dark Knight and Rises, which were on sale.
You need to get. I think I haven't got. I think I'll have a look, but I don't think I have Rises. I got the other one.
You gave me Rises, which.
Oh, there you go.
No, that's all right. That's all right. I appreciate that there's one there. Again, I'm not going to save it. Fuck it. I'm going to ask the question because again, we can talk about it next week as well. I'm torn with this one for two reasons with Dark Knight. Probably watch the Dark Knight more, but from a movie perspective, how do I ask it? Which one do you believe is better? Now that you've watched Batman Begins, have you both done Dark Knight this week?
I have, yeah.
No, but I remember that movie pretty good.
Would you rate them against each other? Would you still put The Dark Knight above Batman Begins?
100%.
See, I don't know. See, this is what I need to watch the Dark Knight again, and that's probably the reason why I asked the question, because for ages, Dark Knight's the greatest. And then when I watched this the other night, I forgot how well it crafted the story. So I'm not sure where I sit with it. Like you're both 5 stars for me. It doesn't matter either way. And again, maybe the wind could blow in tomorrow. Dark Knight's still the favorite. And again, I haven't rewatched it, but you both think this is still a fair enough second to Dark Knight.
Yes. Yeah.
No, I got to watch Dark Knight again because I'm torn at the moment.
I'll give you my next question, and you answered it. That you gave it 5 out of 5, did you?
Yeah. Like I said, this is one of my favorites. This one and The Dark Knight are my favorite.
I gave it 4 out of 5.
I gave it 4.5.
Fuck me, really? No, and
but
I do good. And again, Yeah.
Yeah.
Go, man.
They can't have.
I do give it this. You can't have The Dark Knight without Batman Begins.
No.
If you had
and I
Dark
think that's
Knight
where
as
the
a
question
standalone
came
story-
from. Yeah.
Yeah. If you had Dark Knight as a standalone movie, it wouldn't work if you didn't have Batman Begins. I give it
no
that.
way.
That's why the only half star that kills me is Katie Holmes. I'm sorry.
and that is okay. I try to just pretend she's not in it and I just do this and like and again, obviously you can't because the most important line of the movie is hers, and you're like, and then it's him repeating, and you're like, oh, fuck. It's the only scene where it's just them, Batman and her, and you're like, and then she knows, and you're like, okay, and I get it, and I understand that because I totally go, yeah, Andy, where we go, man.
She's in a totally different movie.
Yeah,
she is. You look at, like, again, I'm looking at everyone, like you said before, Christian Bale, Michael Caine, Liam Neeson. I'm going to leave her name out for a sec. Gary Oldman, Cillian Murphy, Morgan Freeman, and Christopher Nolan, the director / producer of the movie. Are you fucking serious? The cast is amazing. And then you have Katie Holmes. And again, Katie, if you're watching our podcast, again, appreciate it. You can buy us a coffee. I know you can afford one. It's okay. I'm sure there's still money from Tom somewhere in there. But yeah, it's just like, it's just this class of acting, right? Like, just everyone's amazing. And you look at that list, like, that's a list of movie greats, modern day greats. Like, they're fantastic actors, and the range is wide, right? And then you have Katie Holmes, and it's like, oh, what was the decision? Like, who else were the other candidates to play her, the Rachel Dawes character? Like, was Maggie not available? Was she 14 or something and couldn't make the movie? Like I mean, like, they're very different characters. And again, I think, well, fact checker Andy has a look. Maggie Gyllenhaal's character, who is Rachel Dawes, and Katie Holmes' character, which is Rachel Dawes, they're very different. Like, they are so different in regard. Yeah. In regards to how they are.
She's a much better actor.
Yeah, but that's it. That's
Maggie.
it already. She's a great actress in that movie to go. It has a little bit more depth. Now, maybe it's the writing, because again,
I think she was pretending, she was acting, trying to be like Katie Holmes.
She's trying to be Katie Holmes' character, right? Yeah. And that's what I'm thinking too. It's like she was. I don't mean this in a bad way. Sorry, man. Go.
I found the word. She was bland.
That's a really better. That's a heaps better word than I was going to use, and it's actually probably better. No, it wasn't mean. It was just more of a no. She was quite bland in it. Yeah. It's like she was reading the script on the day and went, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. She's reading behind the camera or something.
Yeah, it's like
again, like
dialogue.
Yeah, like I would say another question: who would you pick otherwise? I have a pick.
Oh, fact checker Andy, who's the list?
Who would be your?
I'm going to Google it. I'm going to look.
I reckon Rachel McAdams.
Was she around? Was she?
Yeah, she was.
That was to replace Katie Holmes. I can see. I don't know if she auditioned for the original.
Yeah, part. I don't know who auditioned for the original part. To be honest,
what I want to say.
Amy Adams auditioned.
Oh, really?
Better choice.
She's screen tested.
There's a whole website on who's better.
Emily Blunt was auditioned.
Yeah, but
she
wasn't that fantastic in Edge of Tomorrow. Like, going back to an older
Emily
movie.
Blunt?
Like, she was okay. She wasn't she wasn't fantastic.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Is that on the list?
I can't get Buffy out of that.
Oh, fine,
that image.
Okay.
Claire Danes.
I can rate.
No.
Reese Witherspoon.
Okay. No.
Reese Witherspoon. But she's too much in comedies.
Yeah.
Amy Adams would have been a better choice.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I still reckon Rachel McAdams.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, okay. Actually, this is who was in the running.
So many choices that you could have other than Katie Holmes. Sorry to say. Sorry, Katie. But yeah, it would have been good to see. Well, Maggie Gyllenhaal was good in the next one.
Oh
but I
no!
guess we
See,
can talk
okay, I
about
take
that.
it back. She was the best one on offer. So it's
Who,
gone.
Maggie?
Yeah,
Maggie
no,
Gyllenhaal?
actually, Katie Holmes, Sarah Michelle Gellar. Oh, so you had Buffy, Isla Fisher. So
Nah.
you had someone from fucking Home and Away.
Whoa.
A 12-year-old Emily Blunt and Rachel McAdams. So McAdams would have been, but what was she in then?
Yeah.
Mean Girls.
She was.
Mean Girls.
Oh, she would have been
time?
after the
Oh,
Notebook.
after
Was it
that?
Notebook time?
Maybe.
Never watched that.
Maybe. Oh, watch it, man. It's a classic. Great movie. I'm so being funny.
Oh yeah,
So,
it was.
there's no seriousness.
It was after Mean. Well, it is. It is after the Notebook and Mean Girls.
Okay, so after Notebook would be different then, I guess.
Yeah.
A little bit more established in a critically acclaimed movie. Okay.
She would've-
Okay, Rachel
she would've brought
McAdams would have been good.
Yeah.
Then she would
Got
have been
some
Doctor
chemistry.
Strange. She would have had more chemistry
Nah.
with Christian Bale.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kate. We didn't mean to rag on you the whole podcast. I'm sorry. It's just you made it a
Just
4 out of 5 or a 4.5 out of 5 for these two.
Half.
I just made it 5 because the movie's amazing, and I have bias between Batman movies. Okay, all right. So we've figured out the only flaw for you guys in the movie. It's just a character. Well, the character and the actress. Okay, I can live with that. I can live with that one. Okay, we've blown our own time out already, and we haven't talked about anything else. So again, Rich, you were 5.5. Andy, you were 4. Sorry,
Yep.
Rich, you were 4.5.
4.5.
And I'm a 5. And again, my bias is because I love Batman more than most things in the world. As you can see, it's Batflick, but same thing. It's all right. I was going to do this when Rich's camera was going nuts. I was going to go and grab. I was just going to turn off the lights.
His Lego.
I was going to put my Lego one there, Andy. I was just going to do that when I came back home. It's very hard to hide my head. It's very hard to hide my head. And now my cow.
It's the cow.
I got to just not break the cow. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you for buying me that. It's beautiful. All right. Well, everyone, that is our honest reaction to Batman Begins. Obviously, everyone's probably caught on to the fact that we're going to watch The Dark Knight. Well, I'm going to watch The Dark Knight this week coming. Which is the same. And Andy, if you want to watch it again, man, why not? But next week, we will be looking and revisiting Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight. So obviously the pinnacle of superhero movies in a lot of people's opinions. Again, like we're arguing over it being 5 out of 5 here. We're not arguing about it being a 2 out of 5. We're actually arguing around the 5 out of 5. And if Batman Begins is better, and again, I need to watch it because it's just from the characterization of people in it. No one beats Ledger's Joker. Like again, and even Harvey Dent. Even the characters in that, it's so good. That's so good. No, save it for next week. No, don't say it. We got a whole 2 hours next week to talk about it. He's good, man. Aaron Eckhart is fucking awesome in that.
Yeah,
role.
He
was good for it. Fuck Tommy Lee Jones. Oh, that was an awesome movie.
Yes.
And again, Billy D, man, you just 10 years too late, man. That was just, that would have been very interesting if Burton had done his third Batman, because supposedly that was going to be Two-Face. That would have been, well, okay, we'll save that for next week's. We'll do the trivia for next week. All right, everyone, like I said, that is our Batman Begins retrospective review, retro recall. I don't know what we're going to call these anymore because we're doing a lot of retro movies for us at the moment, so could be just a revisit. But now that that's done, obviously we've got to do a couple of our normal segments and normal parts. Again, won't be long. They'll be pretty quick, depending. I don't know what the conversation is going to go to. Boys, what you been watching? Andy, I think it's your turn to go first. Andy, what have you been watching, man? What besides the 2 movies we know you've watched, what else you been watching, man? Anything interesting, exciting?
No, Not much other than those two movies. I did watch the first episode of season 2 of Daredevil last night,
Oh,
and
Nice. I need to ask you now. How'd you find it?
I lost track
That
of
face,
who the
that
fuck's
face,
who.
that face is fucking me. I know that face. I've seen that face before.
I don't know.
This is pretty shit,
I
man.
thought it
I
was
didn't enjoy
shot.
that movie.
No, it's okay. Like, it's just, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Yeah. It takes too long for these series to come out, I find, and I forget what's happened. And I know there's recap, but I'm just getting old, so yeah. Fuck you, internet.
Hey,
What else you want watching, man?
they do go on the slow side too.
Hey,
They do go on the slow side when they start to begin.
Yeah,
right.
I think,
Right.
They don't-
especially this one. And again, I'll come back because I also have watched Daredevil, but I'm episode 4 this week, so I will save mine. Anything else, mate?
I've just been gaming, man. I've been playing Lies of P. I'm near the end, so
Yeah, we need to do a Souls one as well, man. A Souls born through your journey of Souls games, which you've started to play, which I'm super proud of.
Have you finished Sekiro?
Yeah, twice.
You finished Sekiro twice.
Yeah, I think I clocked 120 hours in that game.
Oh my god. Okay.
I farmed for days for certain things just to do some of the endings. I did all the endings. So I had to do different saves for each of the endings. So there's 4 of them. You have to get 4 different endings. So you have to save at a certain part and you do different dialogue trees. Yeah, man. I farmed. I platinumed that game. That is one of the greatest video games ever played. It's fantastic. If you've never played Sekiro or Shadows Never Die Twice or whatever it is, fucking play that game. It is amazing. Amazing game. My wife probably just heard that and went, you put 120 hours and went to work? Did I have a child at that time? 2019. I had a child too. Sorry, I had a child. I also had a daughter. So yes, a bad father. I don't know what else doing. Yeah. Obviously a lot of video games.
Yeah, we need to do a Souls podcast.
Yeah. If you're interested in D2K for L2 on YouTube, you can watch me play Sekiro. I have a lot of it online. No, man, it's a good one. It's a good one. Rich, how about you, man? Rich is like, I don't even remember, man.
Yeah, lucky I have Letterboxd, and I just went to it. And after I watched Infinity War,
my
last
letterbox
week,
sucks because I don't want to tell you guys until we talk. So you go, man. What did you watch this week?
It's up and down, like with some weird ones. Like, of course, I had to watch Ant-Man and the Wasp because I'm doing my MCU.
Yep.
And I did Spider-Man, the original 2002 Spider-Man.
Oh wow!
So rewatching that. So I asked Wendy if we can go Spider-Man series before we get into No Way Home.
Yeah,
so it makes it a little bit more different when you watch it.
Yeah.
So these are the weird movies, other than Batman Begins, weird movies I watched. Up in the Air. You guys watch that? It's an Ivan Reitman. No, not Ivan Reitman. Jason Reitman movie. It's pretty good. It's got George Clooney, Anna Kendrick. It's pretty good. Watch it. It's actually not a bad movie. Remember the Titans? Watch that.
Oh, wow.
I love that movie. And the weirdest movie I watched this week is Lock Up. Sylvester Stallone movie.
Sylvester Stallone.
That's a classic.
I hadn't watched that before.
You'd never seen Lock Up before.
I don't remember.
No.
What are you talking about? It's fucking classic.
Every time I say Lock Up, I think Tango and Cash. It's the only.
But
again, it's a prequel.
But it was, look, I rated that movie 3 out of 5, but it just got me confused at the beginning. I'm thinking of a jail movie and he's out around playing sports with a girlfriend. What the hell's going on? And then you kind of go, oh wait, he's in jail. It's like, what the hell?
That's like the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And
but yeah,
it's away by Donald Sutherland.
Donald Sutherland. He played real, like he played his character to a T. That movie, he was great. And but it was like, I give it, Stallone's is probably his peak at his movies.
Yeah,
it wasn't bad.
It is around that peak.
I bought it on Blu-ray, so I wanted to watch it.
Did you catch?
Did you catch
Billy from Predator? in Lockup?
Yeah.
I think his name's
Billy.
Sonny.
I don't remember him
Yeah.
in that.
He's the bad guy. He's the main villain. Always wants to go
Chink
against
Webber.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chink. That's his name. But I find it funny he's been in some other movies, man.
Yeah, I think he's got like a bit of a story, that guy.
Yeah, I think he's got many stories. It depends who you
Yeah.
talk to. So anything else,
What
man?
about you? No, that's it.
No,
Keep watching. I'm looking forward to Dark Knight now.
Obviously, Batman Begins, and I watched something really weird. I went and watched Dune Prophecy.
Oh,
I went and watched the whole first season. That shit's weird.
wow.
I actually enjoyed it. Like, again, everyone's gonna go, what? Like, it gives
I need
you
to
a
watch
lot of you do, because it's such a Dune is fucked up. It's two families, man. The whole 10,000-year-old story is based around.
Or
Like, if you watch this,
Atreides.
yep, and the other ones, it is Harkonnens, Atreides, and that is it. They're the people that run the universe. That is all there is through, and this is 10,000 years before the movies, and it's still the same names. And again, I guess so. You know, a set of books by the same author. Yes, I haven't read them. We all know that because you've all seen our podcast on June and part 1 and 2, preparation for 3. But I actually really enjoyed it. And again, I know it copped a lot of shit, but it actually, considering how close we've watched Dune Part 1 and 2, and that we're looking forward to 3 at the end of the year, I just thought, I want to watch it. Man, it hooked me. It got me. I watched it. Was it quality? No. It wasn't fantastic, but it gives the story a little bit of background. So again, we always sit there and look at the Bene Gesserit and go, oh, I don't understand. How are you using the fucking funky voice, right? This explains the funky voice and the concept of how it happens and how it starts. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Then there's character names in there, and you sit there and go, oh man, these two families have been fucked up for generations. So it actually is a really good premise to the movies. Not fantastic. Like, don't get me wrong. I just got hooked and I enjoyed it because of recency bias, because we've just watched it, both movies again. So I think I enjoyed it more for the fact of, it gives me some background to that. There is another season coming. So again, hopefully it has more answers. So that'll be cool. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed it. It was really good. I watched episode 4 of Daredevil. So again, Andy, I get it. I watched a lot of people doing rewatches before season 2 started. So
yeah, I should have done that.
Because I was watching that and then got straight into it, it made more sense, even though there was that gap. And also keep watching this season. The reason being is because season 1 was the amalgamation of different things. So coming from Netflix, an original story that got changed, they condensed the seasons and changed the story and where it went to halfway through it. So they remade most of the episodes. So episode 1 is probably the pure original first episode they made, and everything else has changed around it. So that's the story is really different. This is actually more of a sequel to the Netflix series. This one makes more sense. Like, yes, all that stuff makes sense to build the world, but it makes more sense for at least up to season 3 of Daredevil originally on Netflix. So yeah, I'd say keep watching it. It does get better. It's not as slow as episode 1. But the story starts to make sense, because I think they're more around it now as with the story they're trying to tell, and not, hey, we're going to bring it over from Netflix. It's been 10 years. Oh, we've changed a lot of it. The showrunner's changed. The people directing it have changed as well. So the last couple of episodes were done by the creative team that have done more of this. Showrunner's been the same, but he wrote more of season 2 than he did of 1. He sort of took season 1 and sort of just rewrote bits and pieces. So one's a bit of a together, and this is sort of the proper series. So again, just keep watching it. It's not bad. Watch Maul. Did the 2 episodes of Maul this week, and we'll save that for another conversation closer Mandalorian Grogu, because there'll be a lot more by then. And Rich, I watched F1. Fucking that movie is fucking awesome. That movie is so good. That movie, it's a week of 5. It's a week of 5s for me, man. I enjoyed the shit out of that movie.
Did you put that on?
Told you would love it.
I didn't, because I refuse to put anything I want to talk to you guys about. So I'm not giving you guys spoilers. So I'm around 4.5, 5. I think it's a 5 for me, just how the story hit. But did you guys notice Brad Pitt's laugh?
What about it?
Just watch it in F1. It is Tyler Durden to the fucking max, man.
Oh yeah,
his laugh is that must be his actual laugh, man. Because every time he did it, it was.
Must be.
I was like, oh fuck, man, you're about to blow up something. It was so Tyler Durden, and the sound. I was like, maybe that's just how Brad laughs. Like, I don't know, Brad, mate, is that how you laugh? Because I got caught a couple of times going, what am I watching? Oh yeah, okay, F1. F1, okay. Yeah,
F1's great.
Man, that movie was fantastic, and I understand why you bought that score, why you bought that vinyl. I get it. Yeah, that movie was fantastic.
Top three for 2025 for me. It's easily in that top 3.
I would say.
And as I said, it's a dad movie. It's a dad movie of the movie.
Shit hard, man. It is so. It is. Yeah. I watched that, and again, I mentioned my dad a lot in this. My dad is an old school 70s, 80s Formula One enthusiast. You know, he was up recording it, you know, VHS tapes up on it. You know, that and Bathurst were the things he watched a heap. And I was just like, fuck, he would have loved that movie. It was so realistic. And I've watched a couple of things previously, so it sort of gave me gist around it. Was a couple of the makings of, and they were so fucking good. Like just how they shot it, how they squeezed it into real races. So again, when you're looking at the lineups, when you're looking at the trophy ceremonies, like that's real Formula One events where they've just gone, slip the crew in, take a photo. Like if there's 10 minutes before a race, we'll just slip our cars out. Mercedes actually built Formula 2 cars and extended the chassis and put them in there so they look like Formula 1 cars. Like, yeah, fuck yeah, that movie was, and it was a good movie too. Like, not on top of everything else that just made it cool. It was just such a good movie, man. I enjoyed it. What did you guys give it? I haven't looked. That's why I refuse to go in there until we talk. Rich is a 5. Andy, what did you give it? F1.
I got a 4 out of 5.
Okay. Yeah, I'm probably 4.5 or 5. I don't know. I'm sort of in that sort of lost space, but. Was that it? Is that all I've watched this week? Oh, and Batman. That's why I had no time. I had to watch Daredevil and Maul, and I watched them yesterday instead of watching Batman Begins again. So that was my week of cinema and home theater. No, nice, boys. Well, we've hit our new record, and I'm just going to talk for another minute. So we're a clean 2 hours. And
wow,
yes. And again, this is just part 1. This isn't even the movie that some of us may consider the best. So again, everyone, thank you for watching the Hype Check Pod. We really appreciate your time. Boys, as always, I really appreciate your time. I'm glad we finally got to do this. I'm so scared when we do A, Dark Knight, B, when we do The Matrix. I don't know what's going to happen in that one. That one's going to be, that one we might have to do during the day. Everyone might have to take a sickie. We have to maybe a bit earlier. 4 hours. We might have to start at 6 o'clock because it could go long. But everyone,
we
again,
literally have to go through the rabbit hole.
Yeah, man, and that one we have to do like movie by movie. That's too much. We would lose our shit in between all 3 of them. So, yeah, we are. We have crossed our own record line now. We have done a lovely 2-hour podcast on Batman Begins. So everyone, again, please like, subscribe, comment, rate us. Apple, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you can find us. If you would like to support us even more, again, there is a buy us a coffee link. And like I said at the very beginning, one day there will be a Patreon. I promise. But you need to like us first. So yeah, remember all those things are really important. Boys, as always, I'm glad we got to save it for this one because it's been a good chat. All right, gents, take it easy, everyone. See you later, and good night.
Bye.
Bye, Batman. Bye. Boy.